What's up with my APA family? It's your boy L, APA, coming through with another video. Appreciate every single one of you guys tapping in. Shout out to my members, shout out to my subscribers. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Like other channels I keep hearing saying, if you feel like you want to do the extra, press on the hype button, start in the comments, things like that. But anywho, man, as you can tell by that good uña, that caption, that thumbnail, man, Dubs and Gunner disrespecting youngsters, Dubs disrespecting his own family. Here we go, man. So, I was on a live earlier, man, but I was gonna clip it, like as far as what I spoke about earlier, but I felt like I needed to at least do a righteous video on this. So, Dubs pretty much try to say that his family's fed up. His family's fed up of all the trolls and that they're doxing them. Basically, doxing means like giving up their address, phone numbers, personal information. And like I said on my live earlier, like, you're sitting next to a dude, Gunner, that he's been proven to have doxed my information, my address, to the point that I had to move when I was still living in Vegas years ago. I wasn't gonna move, and I don't say that because ain't nobody gonna make me move, this and that. I mean, that was my mentality, right? But at the end of the day, man, I had to go with what my family wanted to do, my wife, my kids, and that's what I went with. Because ain't no type of pride gonna come in between my family's well-being. Now, if I was by myself, I could care less. I'm a grown-ass man. Even if I lose my life, I mean, hey, that's by my own choice, right? But what type of man would I be if I put my family in jeopardy? So we all know that it was just an excuse. He's feeling the heat from Exposed Tube. He's feeling the heat from all these other channels that are, I don't even want to say jumping on the bandwagon. I righteously believe that everybody has ears and eyes and a mouth to speak. And they're seeing what's going on, and they're putting them out there because they have logic, man. They're intelligent, man. Shout out to all these channels, man. Lucky, Kelly Legends Media, Bam Bam, Chicano Tube, Chemo Flicks, obviously Exposed Tube. Everybody out there, man. Everybody out there that's, taking up the cause and exposing these type of dudes because it needs to happen. Now, I've had this burden on me for years, you know what I'm saying? Only because it has affected my family, but it doesn't matter to me, Like, it matters to me when my family comes, but as far as me as a man and me doing this and having to do this for years, I'm more than happy to do it because it's a righteous cause. It's a righteous cause. Now, this dude Dubs, man, and Gunner were on a TikTok live. Two grown-ass men. One of them is near 50, the other one's 51. And they're going at it with two kids. They look like they're like 15, 16 years old. And those kids conducted themselves better than them both of them dudes did. What did Gunner do? He still talked about the hairs on his genitals and disrespecting one of the kids. What did Dubs do? One of those kids, like, hey, is your daughter bad? Meaning, like, does she look? Is she pretty? Is she beautiful? And that fool said, yeah, she's bad. I was just like, damn. You gonna really say that about your own daughter? Like I said before, it's like, I would have told that fool, it's none of your business. If you see her, you see her. He tried to clean up by saying, like, well, yeah, she looks like my wife, or like her mom, and cleaning it up. Well, you had already said, Dubs, Joker. You had already said it. Too little, too late. This is what happens when you get drunk. When you get drunk, and in that same TikTok thing afterwards or before, that whole TikTok live, they were sitting there talking to 5 different what looked like underage Asian girls, teenage girls, Asian girls, underage. And, you know, Gunner tried to play it off like, oh, I'm going to get up out of here because this is not me. But he stayed there for like 10 minutes. If that wasn't you, you should have left right away. And you could tell Dubs was there sitting there like salivating, like looking at him. He even waved at them. Like, what are you doing, bro? You're 51 years old. What are you doing on TikTok, bro? Or at least, what are you doing on TikTok with underage kids? Even if they were 20, 18, like, what are you doing, bro? You're 30 years older than them. What are you doing? Go on to the next one. You know? Go on to the next battle, whatever you guys are doing over there, all that weird stuff. And it's just like, so going back to what Dubs was saying, that his family is tired of it. He's going to call the cops on whoever. He was talking about Exposed to, because Exposed to is the only one that has his number. Good luck with that. Good luck with showing that he doxed or spread your address or your family's address and all that. Because those of us that know, we know that we don't get down like that. We don't get down like that. Now, as far as the fighting, Dubs, you will never meet up. And Gunner, you will never meet up either. Because you know, if you can meet up with Chicano Tube in a fight like that, you know that the security is top notch. There's going to be security guards there, even cops, if it's in a contract. You know that, bro. You've been to a fight before. But you're not going to do it, bro. Not with me, not with Exposed to, not with anybody. You talk a good one to the point that even Lucky, Cali Legends Media, even he believes you when you talk all that rah-rah shit. But I know, I don't believe you because I know you, bro, for years. Lucky has barely came on the YouTube scene, what? I don't know how long ago. He's not new, but he's not old on YouTube. To me, it's just like, I don't say that shit to say like, oh, I'm here been longer. No, none of that shit. Or that I'm better than him. No, it's, we already know who you are, Gunner. Period. And it's crazy that people don't even see through you. They see through Dubs. Because Dubs is a weak-ass individual. He drinks and everybody can see him as a weak person that he is. You pretend to drink, but when you rarely get out of control. And that's on purpose. That's why you don't like drinking. That's why you don't like drinking. Because the few times that you have drank, people see your stupidity too, and you start talking shit. No matter what, you're more calculated. Gunner is more calculated. And I know this dude. This fool tries to use people behind the scenes. And this is why he has Dubs, Joker, the snitch, the debriefer in his grasp. Playing him like a puppet. Playing him like a puppet, because he's done that with a lot of people. Trust me, I've seen it. I've been there. I witnessed the whole thing. He tried to do that to me, and I resisted. Long live the resistance. I resisted from day one. From day one. Because I seen through this dude, bro. I seen through this. And like I said, man, I'm gonna get in contact with all the people once again. Since all this is relevant once again, and the people that don't remember, including the people that I mentioned, you guys don't remember. You don't remember. But I'm gonna get in contact with all them people, and I'm gonna do a series on that shit. For real. You know, as soon as I get a chance, I'm gonna do it. So people can be reminded, because people seem to forget what Gunner is. And he's the main culprit in all this. The useful idiot, the pendejo, the weak link on this is Dubs. It just so happens that it's crazy. I believe that fool. It's not that I believe him, but I just never suspected that of him, because he would never talk that rah-rah shit. But Gunner pumped him up. And now it's to the point where even though after all his paperwork, as we know, even though after all the paperwork's been exposed, he still don't want to admit it. It's cool. It is what it is. But I'm going to take up that mission again, specifically towards Gunner. Specifically to remind everybody of what's transpired during the last 4 to 5 years. But for Dubs to be saying that his family and this and that, cut it out. Cut it out, bro. Cut it out. If anything, like I said, man, I feel like you're the one that reached out to your family. If that's the case, if you're telling the truth, I feel like you're the one that reached out to your family and are trying to brainwash them into fucking reporting Exposed to or X amount of channels. Guys, this is about Exposed to. This is about Exposed to. They talk about him on every live. They even make fun of him on the little voice changers, talk shit about he doesn't show his face and all that. The more you do that, Dubs and Gunner, the more it's not gonna happen. The more it's gonna burn you, the more it's gonna fucking eat you alive. Because trust and believe, bro. Trust and believe. He's given a voice. Just like Bam Bam's given a voice, just like Chemo's given a voice. You know, 415, even Chicano Tube, given a voice. Me, myself, too. For those that cannot have a voice on your channel, because even if they come on your channel, Gunner and Dubs, even with just respectfully disagreeing, you block them. They get blocked. So they found a new avenue to express themselves, to find out the truth. They might have seen our channels, not mine and all the ones that I mentioned. So they go to your channel like, hey, is this true? But the moment you hear any type of negative connotation, boom, you block them. Instead of you giving them a chance, you know, and having a conversation. But you can't have a conversation because you know that the questions that they're asking you, the accusations that other channels are laying against you, you know it's true. So you have no explanation other than to block or outright lie. And that's what you've been doing, bro. That's all your channel is about. Both of your channels. And that's why your views are going down. Now, the J-Cat Gunner, he's always going to have more views than you because that dude, he knows how to talk his way out of things. He knows how to clown. He knows how to have his little clown charisma and all that. That's why he's still on YouTube, and he probably will always be on YouTube to a certain extent. Because one thing that fool knows how to do is just keep going, and lying, projecting. Whatever he gets blamed about doing, he'll blame it on the person that says that about him. He will literally make up. It's like on that live. I got the text. You want me to show you the text? They're right here. Oh, remember when you cried? Hey, fool, remember when I seen you right there? You don't want none? He will literally have anything. He will literally say anything he has to say to win over minds. Some of us can't do that. I mean, we can do it, but we won't. Our moral compass, our dignity, our pride, our ego will not allow us to do that. Will not allow us to do that. And for a lot of years, I got shitted on because I would not fight back dirty. But guess what? I'm still here. And a lot of people don't like me because of that. But a lot of people are rocking with me because they see the truth. You know? Because, you know, if you're righteous, you're this, you pretend to be more holier than this and that. No, I don't pretend to be nothing. I just pretend to be myself. And unfortunately, there is going to be people. It's like the preacher coming to your, you know, a preacher coming to your town. Like, no, I'm above all that. And they're like, man, you ain't fucking holy. You ain't this. You know, you ain't that righteous. I refuse to lie and make shit up. I refuse to. You know. But what's done in the dark, so I was gonna come to the light. And that's been my biggest ally. What's done in the dark will always come to the light. That has been my biggest ally. And that's why I'm still here. That's why a lot of people still rock with me. Appreciate you guys. You know, so once again, man, to all them channels, you know, talking about all this weird shit that they're doing. Appreciate you guys for keeping this going. It has nothing to do with us attacking their family. You know, it has nothing to do with that. You know, God bless his family, man. I don't know who his family is. None of us know his family. You know, as far as when it comes to Lucky, you know, hey, prayers to his grandson, prayers to his grandson's parents and all that. You know, shout out to him. I know that dude, you know, don't mess with dudes like me, but it is what it is. We're still human beings. I'm still a human being, and I watch his content. It is what it is. And with that being said, man, for the youngsters out here watching all this madness, if you could decipher it, cool. Parents, if you could decipher it for them, let them know if indeed that is your prerogative. Until the next time, I'll see you guys.